Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be looking first at Hurricane Milton and the National Hurricane Center's recent output of their post-analysis on the storm from last season with its update to its what its lowest pressure was with all the data that they got from the storm from the hurricane hunters they put through the storm last season, especially during its peak. And then we'll take a look at the recent newest hurricane season forecast for the 2025 season that is going to be starting relatively soon, in the next couple months. We're rapidly approaching another hurricane season to start again. So first, Hurricane Milton, the reanalysis from the National Hurricane Center that came out around a couple weeks ago, I believe, kept its sustained winds at 180 miles per hour, but lowered its pressure to 895 millibars from 897 millibars, mainly because, and from what what many people observing the storm saw, was when the hurricane hunters went through the storm at its initial peak intensity of 180 miles per hour and 897 millibars, the hurricane hunter aircraft went through the more southern and southeastern part of the eye where its lowest pressure would have been. So likely its pressure was still a bit lower at the actual center of the eye, hence they lowered it a couple millibars down to 895 millibars, which now officially ties the Hurricane Milton with Hurricane Rita from the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season in both the exact same peak sustained winds at 180 miles per hour, as well as the lowest pressure at 895 millibars, as being the fourth most intense Atlantic hurricane on record. And it should actually say it's somewhere up here. Let's see. It says let's see how here. Which became the most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded over the Gulf of Mexico, tying with Hurricane Rita in 2005. Yeah, so Hurricane Rita in 2005 peaked at 180 miles per hour, 895 millibars, and now same with Milton. The National Hurricane Center officially has confirmed with its post-analysis report on it. Now let's take a look now at the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Let's go back to, I already had this loaded up a bit, but let's just quickly go to it. 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Back on April 3rd, 5 days ago, Colorado State University released its first official hurricane season forecast for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, calling for 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. So calling for a slightly above average hurricane season with calling for an ACE index of 155 units. They cited extremely warm Atlantic sea surface temperatures and a weakening La Nina transition to a neutral phase by summer. And then 4 days later, on April 7th, TSR, or tropical storm risk, issued an updated forecast, again calling for a near-average season. So back in middle of December last year in 2024, they called for 50 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes as their very extended, long-range forecast of what they were thinking and expecting for the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. April 7th, just a couple days ago, they updated it, calling now for 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. So calling for a very literal average season in terms of named storms, hurricanes, and major hurricanes, since the average now between 1991 and 2020 is 14.4 named storms, 7.2 hurricanes, 3.2 major hurricanes. So basically 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, 3 major hurricanes. And I will be posting my first official 2025 Atlantic hurricane season forecast around the middle of May or so, around when the National Hurricane Center will start issuing its regular tropical weather outlooks for the hurricane season, since they now do it on May 15th instead of June 1st, which they started doing just a handful of years ago. I will likely be calling for, by that point, probably calling for a slightly above average hurricane season in terms of activity. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. I know this is a very, very quick kind of update video, but this has just been some stuff that have been coming out that was interesting to at least touch upon and talk about very quickly. So hopefully you guys found it interesting, enjoyable. Like the video, comment down below what you guys think about that. What do you guys think about the National Hurricane Center bringing Hurricane Milton's pressure down to 895 millibars now from 897? Do you guys think that makes sense? What are your thoughts on that? And subscribe for any future content, and I will especially as the hurricane season comes underway. I will be doing more frequent updates on that as storms start to form and we start to really get underway through getting down the list here of the names for the storms for this season, starting with Andrea, Barry. This is the same list used, by the way, in the 2019 season, the year we had Dorian, which is replaced with Dexter for this season. Oh, and actually, one final thing to touch upon for last year's hurricane season was the names that were retired from last year by the World Meteorological Organization. Here we go, retirement. So back on April 2nd, 2025, during the 47th session of the RA4 Hurricane Committee, the World Meteorological Organization retired the names Beryl, Helene, and Milton from its rotating name list due to the severity of the damage and number of deaths the three storms caused, and they will not be used again in the North Atlantic Basin. They will be replaced with Brianna, Holly, and Miguel, respectively, which will first appear on the 2030 season list. So Beryl, Helene, and Milton. Beryl is definitely a surprising one since it's a B-name storm, only the second name on the list, and you really rarely ever see a name that early on in the list be retired. But Hurricane Beryl, as most of us remember, being the record earliest Category 4 and Category 5 hurricane in the Atlantic on record, peaking at winds of 165 miles per hour, 932 millibars, caused a bit over $8 billion in damage, and as you can see, it was also a very deadly storm. So that's why Beryl was retired. Helene was retired because of especially its extreme destruction to the southeastern United States, even past the Panhandle, Florida, into the Appalachian mountain areas of North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, those areas, causing over $78 billion in damage and 176 fatalities, along with 74 indirect fatalities. And then, of course, Milton was retired as well, being the strongest storm of the season at 180 miles per hour at 95 millibars, causing over $34 billion in damage and causing 45 fatalities. All three of these storms make sense to be retired with the amount of destruction and how deadly all of them were, as well as how strong they were, bringing all of their extreme impacts to areas of the U.S. and even, especially in Beryl's case, to the Caribbean, a lot of the islands in the Caribbean. So that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you found it informative. Like the video, comment down below on your thoughts about Milton, especially, and what you guys are thinking this upcoming Atlantic hurricane season will have in store. Do you think it will be above average again? Do you think it will be closer to average, below average even, potentially? What do you guys think? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.